Just for instance, can you imagine what Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharpe would have done to Antonio Brown that day?
You know what I'd have done, Skip.
Oh.
I'd have broken. I'm sorry. Because there are things that are said in the locker room are for players' ears only.
It's such a betrayal. It's such a violation of an unwritten rule of what is said here stays here. Isn't that the ultimate locker room rule?
Ultimate. Ultimate.
And speaking of great speeches, I thought Mike Tomlin gave a great one yesterday.
Absolutely.
Listen, he also gave a great one Sunday night in that locker room, and I felt in a weird way privileged to be able to hear it through this technology that was it was the wrong way to hear it. But even though he was taking some shots at the Patriots, we get that. He's so inspirational. I've said this many times. If I could play pro football and choose my coach, that would be the coach I would want to play for.
He would be first for me too, Skip.
Oof.
First for me.
And this is part and parcel of why I think he's underrated as a football coach. He's an elite football coach. You can talk about X's and O's or whatever you want to talk about. This man gets his team ready to play, and it does play the right way.
Yes.
And he's offended by those 15-yard penalties that his receiver gets. He's a little caught in a bind because his receiver, you can make a case, is the best receiver in pro football. I know Julio's right there.
It's him and Julio.
But this one, you want to talk about game changer. This little man can change games several different ways. You can kick it, you can put him back and let him return kicks, or you can hand it to him on little reverses, little jet sweeps, whatever you want to do, and you can throw it all over the lot to him, and he'll catch it any way you need him to catch it. And he will go over the middle and catch the ball, even at a diminutive size. So we get all that. He's made 4 straight Pro Bowls. But what got me about it was that the more I watch the video of Antonio, I know Antonio, and trust me, if you're around him off camera, off the field, he's sweet-natured, but he doesn't get it. Like he's just kind of like wide-eyed about, I'm on social media. I'm going to do this. He doesn't think about the team. He is caught up in being Antonio. He loves him some Antonio. He does. And yet, as I watched the video of him live on Facebook, he's almost mocking his coach. You know, he's kind of like, get a load of this guy talking over my shoulder. He's not even participating in the group. You know, that's what got me. That's the violation. That's the betrayal to me. And he put his coach in position of having to apologize yesterday for Mike Tomlin's language. He said, I take my job as a role model very seriously, and I apologize to everyone out there for the language that I used and the remarks that I made. He did that to his coach on the eve of the biggest game they've played in quite some time in Pittsburgh, right? Yes. They have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. And I'll just say this, he didn't help his chances of getting to the Super Bowl, his team's chances. And I love that line, as you said, we'll punish him, but we won't punish us. And Mike Tomlin had to be adamant about, I have absolutely no worries regarding the impact on this game. I do have some worries for Pittsburgh's sake. I do think it's going to be some distraction in the category of the Odell goes to Miami with the receivers distraction. It does put more pressure on Antonio because the spotlight's going to be hot on him up in Foxborough. But I will give him this. Antonio's made of tougher stuff than Odell is. Like big game. Remember, that was Odell's first ever playoff game, and Antonio's played in 8.
Plus, they got a guy that can turn around and hand it to 30 times.
They do.
And he can go get you a $150 between $150 and $180.
Yeah, so, it's not like you're the only.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Because the Packers, we're not even worried about your run game. It's going to be hard. Because like I said, if you look at when they played the Patriots this year, Ben didn't play. When they played him early last year, Le'Veon Bell wasn't in the lineup. So this is the first time that they're going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers with this big three.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody being healthy. Their defense is playing a lot better. But I'm just disappointed because he told, there's nobody else in the video but him. If he's so happy it's a team win and everything, where your team?
There are a couple other receivers who participated for a moment here and there.
And
I'm not even sure who they were.
As Mike Tomlin's talking, he's looking down like, okay, 100, 200, 500,000. Wow. That's what this is about. And that's what guys, look, there will be a time and a place for all of this. And I tell guys, I want you to be selfish because if you're going to be selfish, if you want to be an all-pro, if you want to make the Pro Bowl, an MVP, you know what you're going to do? You're going to put the time in training. You're going to put the time in film study. You're going to eat properly. You're going to make sure everything is on the up and up.
Yep.
But when your goals supersede that of the team,
Yep.
or you become bigger than the team, or you think your brand is bigger than the team, that's where you and I part ways. Skip, I have lost a lot of friends because of things that were said in the locker room or things that were said on the practice field, and then they go home and pillow talk. Pillow talk is that, you go lay down and you're talking to your wife or you're talking to your girlfriend, and it gets back that Shannon said this or X said that.
Yep.
Well, I got no use for you, because what we talk about at work is what we talk about. What we talk about on the practice field is what we talk about. And for Antonio Brown to get, look, I know everybody wants access. What do you guys talk about? What do you guys say? But that's some things are better left unsaid and unseen. And Antonio Brown, that's a no-no, bruh.